Going on to you, Libras. You have the Nine of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands, Six of Swords, the Devil, the Four of Wands, the Eight of Wands, the Page of Swords, the Tower, the Two of Swords, and last but not least is the Strength. So what I'm seeing here for you Libras, right? The Nine of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands, the Six of Swords, 2 9 cards back to back. This is about how a lot of you Libras have way more self-respect than what it is that this person is trying to offer you. Like this person here, they have a huge ego, but yet at the same time, they're trying to offer you, right, a lot less than what it is that you Libras actually deserve. Now, let's break it down. The reason why I'm saying that is because the Nine of Wands and the Six of Swords represents them coming in, but they're dysfunctional, right? These people are not as accomplished as they try to make themselves seem like, right? But they're so arrogant, they're so confident, but in actuality, you Libras have the ability to really pay attention to them, and a lot of you are really starting to understand that they're not really as successful, right, as they make it seem. They have an attitude like they're so successful, right? But then at the same time, are they actually successful? Well, not really. And the reason why I'm saying that it's not really is because Nine of Pentacles. You Libras know what a successful person looks like because a lot of you Libras are successful. You know, Libra represents the finer things in life, right? Finally getting a glass of that champagne, well-deserved, especially when you deserve it. So a lot of you Libras now understand what it looks like when someone is trying to act like they are rich or act like they are very successful, when in actuality, they're really not. But somehow they end up fooling a lot of other people. But when it comes to you Libras, obviously, they're not going to fool you. The Devil and the Four of Wands now represents how this is a situation for a lot of you Libras, where the Devil is, they just can't seem to take no for an answer. You Libras will be telling these people no, not really paying them too much attention. They don't really seem to understand that they really need to accept the fact that they are not as fly as they act like they are, and that you Libras can see straight through them like glass, right? Like non-prescription clear glass. You saw that these people use that same type of act with other people. It may have worked. It didn't necessarily work with some, and you just fall into the category of the people that it doesn't work with. But for some odd reason, these people seem to be very intrigued with you. That's why it is that you're getting the Devil. The Devil card represents obsession. The Devil card represents them wanting you Libras to be obsessed with them, fond over them, be so attracted to them so that they can essentially dump you, turn you down, right? At the highest moment where they think that that you're finally getting them. And then the Four of Wands represents, and they will do anything that it takes, or I'll say they'll go as far as it takes, including telling you things like they love you and that they essentially want to create a family with you. So you Libras really have to watch out for this person who, you know, that you may be getting to know, who's been stunting like they're so fly or whatnot, because this person is essentially pulling out all the stops. They are not going to allow you Libras to just walk away, at least in their mind, even though they are being delusional, right? And not at the very least be wrapped around their pinky finger. They want you Libras to be totally obsessed, and for some odd reason, quote unquote, they just can't seem to really let that go. And the eight of Wands now represents, but it seems like you Libras may have to tell them directly what it is, because a lot of you Libras may have tried the very polite way, the respectful way of you turning them down, right? Ghosting them, not necessarily really rocking with them in that way. But then at the same time, they're not really understanding that you don't want to talk to them. That's why you're just not talking to them. They don't understand ghosting. They have your number. They're still calling you, right? They're trying to find all types of ways to get in touch with you. And a lot of you Libras really may not want to even put their number on block, but it's getting to a point where you're either going to have to put their number on block, but then, you know, maybe they find some other way to try to contact you. So you Libras are going to have to tell them straight up what it is. You don't rock with them because these people are so fake. And then the thing about it is that the Page of Swords and the Tower represents, but when you tell them the truth, just know, Libra, that they're going to try to come at you with everything that they have. Because now they can't have you poking holes in the image that they spent so much time and potentially money, right, that they couldn't afford, trying to promote this image about themselves after you getting to know them on a romantic level, that these people are essentially really no good for a relationship at all. They can't have that. So now you're in a situation where when you tell them no, when you explain to them why, when you tell them no and you stop talking to them, now they're going to have a grudge on their hands. They have to have you, right? They have to. The Two of Swords and the Strength card, Libra, now represents how, since this is the case, a lot of you Libras are going to have to be on guard and really watch out for this person. Stay away from them, you know, because shame is a very powerful factor that drives people to do a lot of wild stuff. So you don't want to be around this person, right? You want to tell them why it is that you don't rock with them, Libra, and then you want to essentially ghost, right? You don't want to be around at all, you know? Now, let's clarify some of these cards, right? And the reason why it is that you don't want to be around them is because of the Strength card. This just got me. Because they're too caught up with their own ego, you know? And people do, like I said, people do some pretty wild things when their ego is involved. You'll be surprised. So let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify the Tower. So to clarify the Tower, we have the High Priestess, the Three of Pentacles, the Devil, there's that Devil card again, and the Seven of Pentacles. So what you Libras got going on is, like I said, some of them may be stalking you. Some of them, if they have your social media, even if they don't have your social media, but they have your phone number, seems as if they somehow can't stop texting you. And if they try to text you nonstop, what it is that you Libras should be doing is just don't text them back. Put their number on block if you can, if you want to, and really don't text them back, because eventually they will stop. They're just being stupid. You know what I mean? They can't believe that you Libras actually told them no and you meant it. The Three of Pentacles represents because in essence, they're so used to going back to their little stupid friends and telling them that they got another person by essentially acting like this, or maybe they act like that even with their so-called friends. You know, they like to play like they're this big shot. The Devil card and the Seven of Pentacles now represent. So since this is the case, a lot of you Libras really need to also take into consideration too that there may be a very serious impulse in this person to have intimacy with you. And see, this is something that you really need to understand, that having that type of connection with somebody is not just physical only, it's spiritual. And this is what the Devil represents on one level. It's that type of obsession, because they could, like, when you have fun with some people, so to speak, you get connected with a person, but other people who are corrupted, right, they can actually use that performance, if you catch my drift, to plant seeds of corruption into somebody else, or some sort of leave them with some sort of connection that feeds off of their energy. And this is the situation that they want to do with you, right? This part of their way of getting revenge on you. So a lot of you Libras, you don't just have to watch out for what it is that's going on with you physically. You really have to watch out also what's going on with you on the spiritual level too, okay? You don't really want to get yourselves too caught up in that type of situation. What you want to do is that you want to make sure that this person, when you tell them no, when you tell them why, that they don't have any way of getting at you, no way of contacting you again.